Introduction: the all-new 2026 Honda Passport. Imagine this. You're standing at the edge of a winding trail that disappears into a pine-covered mountain range. The sun is just beginning to dip below the horizon, casting a golden glow over the rugged terrain. And right beside you, ready for whatever adventure lies ahead, is the all-new 2026 Honda Passport. A mid-size SUV that's no longer just a practical family hauler, but a statement of rugged independence and modern capability. For years, the Passport sat comfortably in Honda's lineup as the reliable, understated middle child between the smaller CR-V and the three-row Pilot. But with the 2026 model, Honda has given the Passport a serious attitude adjustment. A complete makeover, inside and out, that signals a bold new direction for this nameplate. We're talking about a redesigned exterior that's chunkier, more aggressive, and unmistakably purposeful. Gone are the smooth, rounded lines of the previous generation. In their place, a boxier silhouette, wide-set stance, and a chiseled front fascia that looks like it was carved out of granite. The Trail Sport trim, in particular, dials up the rugged factor with all-terrain tires, blacked-out trim pieces, a skid plate, and even amber LED lights that give it that serious off-roader energy. But the design isn't just for show. Honda has tweaked the proportions for better approach and departure angles, reinforced the underbody for trail protection, and introduced a matte black rear roof section, what they're calling a backpack, so you can toss your gear up top without worrying about scratches. It's clear this SUV is built for more than just school runs and grocery hauls. But don't worry, Honda hasn't forgotten the everyday driver. The 2026 Passport is still very much a Honda at heart, which means it's approachable, functional, and surprisingly refined. Families will appreciate the cavernous interior space, up to 83.5 cubic feet of cargo room when the back seats are folded, and the fact that the rear seating area has been redesigned for even more legroom and comfort. Whether you're loading up bikes, camping gear, dogs, kids, or all of the above, the Passport has room to spare. And for those daily drives? The new infotainment system features a sleek 12.3-inch touchscreen, wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and a redesigned center console with deeper storage bins, perfect for keeping the essentials close at hand. Plus, with Honda Sensing now standard across all trims, you get a full suite of advanced safety features, including adaptive cruise control, lane keeping assist, collision mitigation braking, and more. That's peace of mind whether you're navigating tight city streets or carving your way down a rocky mountain trail. Now let's talk about what's under the hood, because no SUV can truly claim to be adventure-ready without the muscle to back it up. The 2026 Passport continues with Honda's trusted 3.5-liter V6 engine, but it's been fine-tuned to produce 285 horsepower, paired with a 10-speed automatic transmission that delivers power smoothly and efficiently. But the real star of the show is the standard IVTM4 torque vectoring all-wheel drive system. This intelligent AWD setup can send up to 70% of torque to the rear wheels and actively distribute it left to right depending on traction, which means better control whether you're slogging through mud, climbing over rocks, or just navigating a slippery highway on a rainy day. And with improved ground clearance, a retuned suspension, and a new trail driving mode and Trail Sport trims, the Passport now feels genuinely at home off the pavement, a big step up from the crossover-like experience of previous generations. Now let's address the elephant in the room: fuel economy. We all know that capability often comes at a cost, especially when you're dealing with a V6-powered SUV that's built to take a beating. But Honda has made fuel efficiency a priority here, optimizing engine mapping, reducing drivetrain friction, and even using lighter materials in key structural areas. While official EPA numbers are still being finalized, early estimates suggest the 2026 Passport should deliver competitive mileage in the mid-size SUV segment, making it a rare breed that balances power and practicality. And in a market where gas prices are constantly fluctuating and environmental awareness is on the rise, that's a huge deal. So who is this SUV really for? Well, Honda's message is loud and clear. The new Passport is built for people who don't want to choose between daily utility and weekend adventure. It's for families who spend Monday through Friday in carpool lanes and Saturday mornings on dusty trails. It's for outdoor lovers who want the capability of a rugged 4x4 without giving up comfort, reliability, or fuel efficiency. And it's for those of us who just want a vehicle that looks as bold and confident as we feel. Whether you're a parent who doesn't want to give up adventure, or an adventurer who's just become a parent, the 2026 Passport is designed with you in mind. In a sea of crossovers trying to be everything to everyone, the 2026 Honda Passport doesn't pretend. It knows exactly what it is, tough, capable, and ready to roll, whether your journey takes you to the mountains, the lake, or just the local supermarket. And in a market that's more crowded than ever, that kind of clarity might just be its biggest strength. Fuel economy, efficient performance for everyday driving. In today's automotive landscape, where fuel prices fluctuate unpredictably and environmental consciousness steadily rises, fuel economy has evolved from a simple spec line on a car brochure into a defining factor of vehicle choice, especially in the ever-popular midsize SUV segment. For the everyday driver, someone juggling morning commutes, school drop-offs, weekend getaways, and the occasional road trip, efficient performance isn't just about saving money at the pump, it's about finding a partner in a vehicle that complements both lifestyle and values. The market today offers a range of compelling options, from hybrids like the Toyota Highlander Hybrid and the Kia Sorento Hybrid, each delivering up to 36 miles per gallon combined, to newer entries such as the Grand Highlander, which brings added room and still maintains hybrid efficiency. These numbers, while impressive on paper, only tell part of the story. When you look at competitors like the Chevrolet Blazer or the Ford Edge, both of which rely on more traditional internal combustion engines, the combined fuel economy averages hover around 25 miles per gallon. That difference may seem marginal in weekly terms, but extrapolated over the years, especially in city driving conditions, it can amount to hundreds, if not thousands, of dollars saved, not to mention a significant reduction in carbon emissions. Yet, the battle for fuel efficiency isn't just fought in the engine bay. Underneath the sleek sheet metal, today's vehicles employ a symphony of engineering marvels, from aerodynamic roof lines and active grille shutters that reduce drag, to lighter materials that decrease overall weight without sacrificing safety. These design decisions are no accident. They're intentional strategies to eke out every mile possible from every gallon of fuel. Advances in engine technology have also been pivotal. Manufacturers are shrinking engines while adding turbochargers, allowing for smaller displacements that sip fuel more gently while still delivering the torque and horsepower drivers expect. A 2.0-liter turbo 4, for instance, might outperform a naturally aspirated V6 from just a decade ago, all while being more efficient and lighter on emissions. Take the case of Ford's EcoBoost engines or Hyundai's SmartStream family. Each represents a new philosophy, more with less. But with innovation comes trade-offs. Drivers report that while turbocharged engines provide better mid-range punch and fuel numbers, they often require premium fuel for optimal performance and can be more expensive to maintain long-term. Moreover, real-world fuel economy rarely matches EPA estimates. It's common for owners to find their actual mileage deviates due to driving style, terrain, climate, and even tire pressure. In cities where stop-and-go traffic dominates, hybrids tend to outperform expectations thanks to regenerative braking and electric-only low-speed cruising. Conversely, highway-heavy drivers might find little benefit from hybrid tech and instead appreciate diesel or traditional turbocharged engines that excel in sustained speed. Real-world reviews of models like the Genesis GV80, while luxurious and powerful, also reveal fuel consumption figures that are far less flattering, sometimes dipping below 17 miles per gallon due to weight and performance tuning. So, what's the takeaway for the average buyer navigating the options? It's not just about chasing the highest MPG figure. It's about understanding how you drive, where you drive, and what kind of experience you want from your vehicle. If your commute is mostly urban, a hybrid makes sense, especially a plug-in hybrid if you can charge at home and cover short distances daily. If you're frequently on long road trips, prioritize aerodynamics and highway MPG. Consider long-term maintenance and the total cost of ownership, including potential repairs on more complex hybrid systems. Research owner reviews, not just manufacturer claims. Look for forums and YouTube channels where real people share long-term experiences, the good and the bad. Ask your dealership for extended test drives, because fuel economy isn't just a number, it's a relationship you build with your vehicle over time. Whether you're eco-conscious, budget-minded, or just someone who hates stopping for gas, choosing the right SUV means considering the whole picture: the drivetrain, the design, your habits, and your expectations. Fuel efficiency, at its core, isn't about compromise anymore. It's about matching smart technology with smarter driving. And in a world where every mile counts, those small decisions can lead to big returns, not just at the pump, but in peace of mind. Off-road capabilities. Conquer the trails with confidence. When most people think of Honda, they picture dependable daily drivers, fuel-efficient commutes, and smart city cruisers. But dig a little deeper, and you'll discover that the Honda Passport is more than just a practical SUV. It's a trail-taming, terrain-conquering machine that's been purpose-built for the kind of driving that takes you far beyond the asphalt. What makes the Passport stand out isn't just its rugged good looks or its confident stance. It's what lies underneath. Let's start with ground clearance, because that's the most fundamental part of going off-road. With a solid 8.1 inches of space between the undercarriage and the ground, the Passport stands tall, literally, giving you the clearance you need to avoid scraping your skid plates on tree roots, rocks, or rutted-out paths. That kind of clearance gives you permission to say yes to the unknown, to veer off the beaten path without hesitation. Now, that height alone doesn't make a vehicle trail-ready, but pair it with Honda's carefully engineered suspension system, a combination of McPherson struts up front and a multi-link setup in the rear, and now you've got something more than capable. The suspension works overtime to absorb the sharp edges of off-road obstacles, flexing and adapting as the terrain changes beneath you. Every bump, every dip, every sudden shift in the trail is met with a balanced, composed response, keeping the wheels grounded and the ride surprisingly smooth for such rough conditions. What's even more impressive is that Honda has managed to tune the suspension so it still feels refined on-road. It's this duality, comfort during the weekday commute and capability on the weekend adventure, that makes the Passport stand apart from other midsize SUVs in its class. But off-road ability isn't just about ride height or suspension, it's about delivering power where and when it's needed, and that's where Honda's iVTM4 all-wheel drive system comes in. This isn't your average AWD, it's intelligent, active, and precise. The system constantly monitors wheel speed, throttle input, and steering angle, allowing it to react almost instantly to changes in traction. It can send up to 70% of torque to the rear wheels and then push 100% of that torque to either the left or right wheel. So, when one wheel is spinning in mud and the other has grip, the Passport doesn't waste time, it just sends power to the tire that can use it. That means more control on slippery trails, better handling on loose gravel, and the ability to muscle through deep sand or wet grass with far more confidence than you'd expect from a mid-size crossover. Add to that the terrain management system with snow, mud, and sand modes, and you're looking at a vehicle that actually thinks about what kind of surface you're driving on. Switch into mud mode, and the throttle loosens up to avoid wheel spin. The AWD prioritizes grip over fuel economy, and the traction control system is recalibrated to let the wheels do a little more work, all to keep you moving forward even when the terrain says stop. It's the kind of intuitive engineering that makes a big difference when you're behind the wheel and your surroundings are unpredictable. And then there's hill descent control, a feature that doesn't get nearly enough credit until you're looking down a steep, loose slope and wondering how on earth you're going to manage your speed. With the press of a button, hill descent takes over the throttle and brakes, allowing you to focus purely on steering. It's smooth, steady, and confidence-boosting, especially for drivers who are new to off-roading. Combine that with vehicle stability assist and traction control, and you've got a full electronic safety net designed to keep the Passport composed even when conditions get sketchy. But to really appreciate the Passport's off-road prowess, you have to see it in action. Picture it, a Passport edging its way up a muddy incline, front wheels clawing for grip, rear wheels digging in as torque shifts from side to side. The trail narrows, roots cross diagonally under the tires, and the vehicle rocks from corner to corner, but it doesn't falter. The suspension flexes with each step, the AWD system silently doing the work, and the tires find just enough traction to keep moving forward. There's no panic, no harsh noises, just smooth, controlled progress through the kind of terrain that would leave lesser SUVs turning around. On the descent, the hill control kicks in, regulating speed perfectly so you don't have to touch the brakes. The Passport glides down with grace, and once you hit the bottom, it's ready to tackle the next obstacle. It's this combination of mechanical ability and smart technology that makes the Passport such a versatile adventure vehicle. You don't have to be a seasoned off-roader to explore new trails. You just need the right tools. And the Passport gives you those tools in a package that's as comfortable as it is capable. The cabin stays quiet and composed even on rough terrain. The seating is supportive, and there's plenty of cargo room for your gear. Whether that's camping equipment, mountain bikes, or just a couple of muddy pairs of hiking boots. At the end of the day, the Passport isn't trying to be a rock crawler or a hardcore overlander. It's not pretending to be something it's not. What it is, however, is a genuine off-road capable SUV that doesn't ask you to compromise on comfort, style, or everyday usability. It's a vehicle built for people who want to do more with their weekends, who want to venture off the map without upgrading their entire lifestyle to do it. It's a bridge between the convenience of the city and the freedom of the wild. So whether you're chasing waterfalls, exploring remote trails, or just refusing to let a little mud ruin your plans, the Honda Passport has your back. It's built to handle the unexpected, designed to adapt to whatever the trail throws at you, and engineered to make you feel confident every mile of the journey. So go ahead, conquer the trails with confidence, knowing your Passport is more than ready for the adventure ahead. Interior comfort and features. A spacious and tech-savvy cabin. Step into a modern vehicle today, and you're stepping into far more than a machine meant to get you from point A to point B. You're entering what is, in many ways, a moving living room, a digital workspace, a sanctuary from the outside world, and for many families, even a portable playroom. The interior cabin of a vehicle has evolved dramatically in the past decade. It's no longer just about plush seats or attractive dashboards. It's about how every square inch is optimized to serve comfort, convenience, and connectivity. Space has become a central theme, especially in SUVs and crossovers, where cabin openness is a deal breaker for most buyers. Cars like the Hyundai Palisade, Toyota Highlander, and Honda Pilot are excellent examples of this trend, offering generous headroom and legroom across all three rows, with flat floors and cleverly designed seatbacks that maximize usable space. Front seats are often bolstered and cushioned for long-haul comfort, sometimes even featuring massage functions in higher trims. And it's not just about the front passengers anymore. Rear passengers now enjoy heating and ventilation in many models, independent climate zones, and even sunshades or ambient lighting to make the space feel more premium. Then there's the cargo room. Old flat seats, hidden storage under the floor, and power tailgates make loading groceries or gear for a weekend getaway completely hassle-free. Some vehicles, like the Kia Telluride or Chevrolet Traverse, offer over 80 cubic feet of cargo space when the seats are down, rivaling small cargo vans in practicality. But it's not all about physical space. What's really transforming the driving experience is the seamless integration of smart technology. Today's infotainment systems are worlds ahead of what we saw even 5 years ago. Screens are bigger, brighter, and often more responsive than the average tablet, with sleek UIs and over-the-air updates that keep them fresh. Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, once luxury features, are now standard fare, even better when they're wireless. Cars like the 2025 Toyota Camry or Hyundai Sonata now come with 12.3-inch digital displays that rival premium laptops. Pair that with crisp head-up displays that float key information right in the driver's line of sight, and you're looking at an experience that's not just immersive, but also safer. Speaking of safety, the list of driver assistance features in modern vehicles reads like science fiction. Adaptive cruise control that keeps pace in traffic, lane centering systems that gently steer for you, and even semi-autonomous modes that allow for hands-free driving on designated highways. GM's Super Cruise and Ford's Blue Cruise are at the forefront here. But even mainstream brands like Subaru, with its EyeSight system, offer robust ADAS packages standard across most trims. Rear cameras, bird's eye 360-degree views, blind spot detection, cross-traffic alerts. These aren't bells and whistles anymore. They're becoming essential tools for daily driving. Of course, beyond all the tech and comfort, it's the little practical details that truly complete the cabin experience. A well-placed phone charger, a cavernous center console, cup holders that actually fit modern-sized tumblers, hooks for grocery bags, rear seat reminder systems to protect kids and pets, configurable mood lighting that doesn't distract but delights. These are the touches that speak to a vehicle designed around real life. Family-focused models go even further. Take the Chrysler Pacifica, for instance. It's a minivan, sure, but it's also a masterclass in family usability, with stow-and-go seats, a built-in vacuum cleaner, a rear seat camera to monitor kids, and an infotainment system that supports Amazon Fire TV for rear passengers. Or consider the Tesla Model Y, which simplifies the cabin dramatically, ditching most physical buttons in favor of a touchscreen-based interface. While that minimalism doesn't suit everyone, it highlights the diversity of approach automakers are taking to cabin design, some aiming for simplicity and sleekness, others for feature-rich practicality. And don't forget about the materials. Soft touch surfaces, real wood trims, brushed aluminum, microfiber headliners. Automakers are increasingly offering luxury-like finishes even in affordable vehicles. The Mazda CX-90, for example, feels like it belongs in a class above, with its Nappa leather seats and layered dash textures. Even affordable brands like Kia and Hyundai are taking design risks, incorporating quilted leathers and contrast stitching in surprising places. Cabin quietness also plays a big role here. Active noise cancellation, laminated glass, and engine compartment insulation work in tandem to create a cocoon-like driving environment. That peace and quiet is critical, not just for the premium feel, but for allowing voice controls, phone calls, or kids napping in the back to function without the roar of the road. Whether you're listening to a podcast, a navigation prompt, or your favorite playlist on a 15-speaker Bose surround system, the acoustic quality and overall serenity of the cabin shape how pleasant your time behind the wheel really is. What's striking about all of this is how accessible it's become. You no longer have to spend $80,000 on a German luxury car to enjoy a beautifully designed, feature-packed interior. Today's $35,000 crossovers and even $25,000 sedans can deliver much of the same functionality and comfort, thanks to smart design and an industry-wide race to win the hearts of buyers who care as much about the inside of the car as the way it looks or drives. The modern car cabin has become an experience, one that's immersive, customizable, and often surprisingly luxurious. It's where tech meets touch, and where the details really matter. Conclusion: the 2026 Honda Passport, a balanced choice. Recap the key features and benefits of the 2026 Passport. Discuss its versatility for both everyday driving and adventurous trips. Encourage viewers to visit a Honda dealership for a test drive and learn more.